There is just a kind of strong urge in me that indicates I need to paint. It is not always literal that I see something and that I have to do something with it. It can be that way, but sometimes it's just a conversation or something you have felt, from which you draw your inspiration. I feel very good when observing people, and often people think that I am not happy or not enjoying myself in a group. But my silent demeanor at that moment is precisely because my mind is working very hard, and I am observing and taking everything in. I have always felt that women are very powerful. The birth of my son has only confirmed that. And before that time, I was already painting women, but now it means even more. I am always looking for a kind of abstraction in a portrait. But when you go very rough with a woman, it quickly becomes a monster, or very quickly, very ugly. Because women have finer faces than men. And that has inspired me to take on that difficult element and get started with my abstract work and the refinement of a woman. So there are a lot of rough lines, almost graphic elements in my work, but at the same time it is very feminine. When I say that I paint, then they say, "Oh nice, you're going home to relax and paint. Oh, that's nice and meditative." Then I think, no, for me it's always a struggle that has to happen. I have to do it. If I don't paint, I become very restless, uninspired, and quite unpleasant. And I think that people around me notice that too when I haven't painted for a long time, that I feel different in my skin. And that sounds very much like I'm trying to be interesting. It's just something that's inside me that needs to come out. If I paint too late in the evening, for example, I can't sleep. Because so much is happening within me, it first needs to become calm again. So there is always a kind of restlessness in me when I am creating something. I am not trying at all to get that under control, because I think there is a lot in it that I can use. Now I almost only paint with orange, and I mix it with black and white. This creates a sort of very consistent whole in a way that is extremely cohesive, and it is something that suits me perfectly. I would never have chosen orange as my favorite color in the past. And orange has now become somewhat of my thing because I can get a lot out of it. It quickly turns into earthy tones, which also suit me. Orange is a warm shade, which also suits me, but above all, I try to listen well to myself. And when I paint something for assignments, I stick to that, to what I do. And my colors, even though it is something that would normally be blue in reality, for example, someone with blue eyes, I would still use orange and not blue, because it is who I am. And for me, it is not about that literal color, what it is in reality. Development happens very quickly in my mind, and my hands cannot keep up with that. So, when I am currently working on a piece, then I am already at my peak again with the next one, because I already have new inspiration or new developments. And it may very well be that when I have labeled a work with finished, and I have signed it, and I see it hanging somewhere on the wall, that I still have the tendency to take it down and then continue again. The term artist is a label I cannot relate to, and with which I do not identify. I would never label a master painter as an artist for myself, because it is such an empty concept actually. I will do it forever, because it is who I am. It is what belongs to me. It doesn't mean that I will always make oil paintings, but that piece of creating, that will remain, and that is good.